to prosper.
Well, here's all the proof you need to have that the Tea Party is still a force. Orrin Hatch is kind of sucking up to them. Okay, that's a little severe, but the Utah Republican is making nice, wooing the Tea Party there, maybe because he remembers what happened to a certain former colleague of his there. With me now is David Drucker, the political reporter for Roll Call. You know, I don't know how many times, David, I've heard Tea Party's done, it's over, it's fractured, it's falling apart. Again and again, things are okay.
Yeah, I don't really think they're going anywhere yet. I do think there's an open question as to what their staying power will be over the next 10 to 20 years and exactly what kind of a force they will be, considering the Tea Party movement is so decentralized. But I think particularly when you look at Utah, the nominating process is a little bit different than other states. In order to get on the standard primary ballot where people go to the polls and vote for a nominee, you have to get through a nominating convention. And the people that vote in these conventions, the delegates, are the activists of the activists, if you will. And in Utah, it was pretty much a Tea Party operation, and that's why we're no longer talking about a Senator Bob Bennett. He was replaced by Senator Chris
David,
Lee.
You just took the words out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was thinking, that you're Orrin Hatch, and you're pretty much an institution, although we've seen a lot of institutions go play the dodo bird here. But, I mean, he's looking at the Tea Party that brought down Bennett. And figuring, well, I'd probably be on the safer side of virtue here, you know, cozying up to these guys, right?
I think that Orrin Hatch wants another term, and he knows what it's going to take for him to do that. And so I think what you'll see over the next 2 years is him using his slot as the ranking Republican on the Finance Committee to poke holes in the Obama administration and cause problems for Democrats.
But what do Tea Partiers want to see, David? They don't want to see just people poking holes, right? Or they don't want to see people not making minor cuts in the budget. They want big stuff. And all the establishment Republicans, and I love Orrin Hatch, he's a gentleman, they're not talking big.
Well, look, you're right, and I was using poking holes as a euphemism. What I'm talking about here is that Orrin Hatch, who has a history as a deal maker with big Democrats,
that's right.
Ted Kennedy, the late Ted Kennedy, to be one, I don't think he's going to focus on that side of his operation for the next 2 years. What he's going to do is focus on his record as a very conservative U.S. Senator, and he does, by and large, have a very conservative record. He'll leave the deal-making at home for a while. He'll focus on trying to do something about repealing the health care law. He'll focus on spending and the debt.
Well, is he going to be challenged, David, within his party, like Bennett?
Well, and this is a great question. And so I think there's still an open question. Part of the problem with Senator Bennett is that he didn't see what was coming until it was too late, and Orrin Hatch sees what is coming. He has hired one of Mike Lee's campaign operatives. He's got a campaign operation up and running on the ground in Utah already, and he is spending time back there making sure people know who he is and what he's about, and that might go a long way towards warding off a challenge from Congressman Chaffetz and anybody else that could really take him out. I think the key here is that Orrin Hatch does know how to speak the language of the Tea Partiers. You know, he is friends with one of the guys who runs the Tea Party Express, who went after Murkowski in Alaska and went after Mike Castle in Delaware. And Sal Russo, who runs the Tea Party Express with some others, has already said Orrin Hatch is one of the original Tea Partiers. We're not going to go after him. Orrin Hatch still has to worry about the Club for Growth. They're still coming after him. But this might be a little bit of a...
I forgot about those guys. But, David, real quick, I wish we had more time, but
sure.
Do you think that the nominee for president of the Republican Party is going to be a Tea Party guy, woman?
Not per se. I think the nominee from the Republican Party is going to know how to speak to the 2 or 3 different wings of the Republican Party, the Tea Party, the business group, and the social conservatives that still make up a part of the Republican Party's governing electorate. And that's what I think we're going to end up seeing.
Wow. Well, you've been pretty right about a lot of things. David, thank you very much. David Drucker, Roll Call, political reporter. Good seeing you again, Dave. Well, it's like that old 70s show, isn't it? Only this is more like that old, 2009 show. Only difference is no leisure suits, just a lot of dumb suits. I'm not saying that he's a dumb suit. I'm just saying that, I don't know what I'm saying. More to this.